I wholeheartedly agree, and with the limited time I have left, I just want to say something about the trust that the public have in us as members of Parliament and in this House of Commons. It is difficult, particularly when the country voted one way and some of us, myself included, voted a different way. It has been a difficult process of trying to navigate our way through something which is completely unprecedented in the history of our country, trying to remove ourselves from the most sophisticated political and economic alliance the world has ever seen. You know, it took 7 years to organise a 2-week sporting event in the London Olympics. Not necessarily surprising. It's taken more than 2 years to try and negotiate our way out of the European Union. But what I think is completely unforgivable is the way the government have botched the negotiations at every turn, have failed to try and achieve consensus. And when amendments have been brought forward at every single stage, whether on the single market, on the customs union, on different negotiating priorities, different principles, at every single point the Prime Minister has said, it's my way or the highway. And that is why we are in the bind we are in now. And, you know, all of us, whatever our particular views on the last referendum, now have a responsibility to try and break the deadlock. That's what the Right Honourable Member for West Dorset is trying to achieve, to test the will of the House, to see if there is some way of achieving consensus and trying to find a way through this damaging and unprecedented period of our history. So that's the responsibility resting on our shoulders now. All of us, when we go through the division lobby imminently, I think, have a responsibility to show to our country that this Parliament is taking control of the process, that we are determined as members of Parliament to act in the interests of our constituencies and our countries at every point, that whether we voted leave or remain or whichever options we choose to vote for, we're doing it for one reason and one reason alone, and that's the furtherance of our national interests, defending the jobs, the livelihoods, the hopes and the prospects of the people that send us here. I think, whatever our differences, I think this House is full of people with honour and integrity, and we have the opportunity in the coming days and weeks to show that to be true.